measure 4,000 miles. Therefore, it is the smallest of the universe. Consequently, it is purpose. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, one of the greatest astrologers of his time, from the Brahmani, that this universe measures 18. I don't know. I'm not sure that I even know how to speak it in Ukrainian or Russian, or what to speak about English. Million. This is the circumference of this universe. According to some, this is only half of circumference. Kona Brahmanda Sata Koti Kona Laksha Koti Kona Koti Kona Koti Koti. No, this is Ananta Koti Vaishnava. Yes, Koti. Universes are 1 billion yodis in diameter. Some 1 trillion, some 10 trillion, and some 100 trillion yodis. Thus, they are unlimited in area. There are so many heads of the body of Brahma. In this way, I maintain innumerable universes, Brahmandas. Ekapada vibhuti iharana hi parimana, tripada vibhutira kebakare parimana. No one can measure the length and breadth of the one force of my energy manifestation in the material world. Who then can measure the three force that is manifested in the spiritual world? Tasyah pare paravyama tripad bhutam sanatanam amritam sasvatan nityam anantam paramam padam. Translation: beyond the river Viraja, in the spiritual nature, which is incredible, eternal, inexhaustible, and unlimited, it is the supreme abhad, consisting of three fourths of the Lord's opulences. It is known as Paravyoma, the spiritual sky. This is a verse from Padma Purana, quoted here by Lord Krishna. Taba Krishna Brahmare Dilena Vidaya Krishnera Vibhuti Svarupaya Janana Yaya. In this way, Lord Krishna bade farewell to the four-headed Brahma of this universe. We may thus understand that no one can calculate the extent of Krishna's energies. Trayadhishvara saptera arthagutha arahaya trisapte krishneratina lokakaya. There is a very deep meaning of the word Trayadhishvara, which indicates that Krishna possesses three different lokas or natures. Purport by His Divine Grace Bhajana Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The word Trayadhishvara means proprietor of the three worlds. There are three worlds, and Lord Krishna is the supreme proprietor of of them all. This is explained by Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita 5:29. Bhaktaram yagetapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram suhridam sarvabhutanam gyatvam mam shamtim richhati. A person in full consciousness of me, knowing me to be the ultimate beneficiary of all sacrifices and austerities, the Supreme Lord of all planets and demigods, and the benefactor of well-wisher of all living entities, attains peace from the pangs of material miseries. The word Sarvaloka means all three worlds, and the word Maheshwara means the supreme proprietor. Krishna is the proprietor of both the material and spiritual world. The spiritual world is divided into two portions, Goloka Vrindavana and the Vaikunthas. The material world is a combination of universes unlimited in numbers. Omagena Timirandasya Gananjana Shalakaya Chakshuran Militam Yana Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Mano Bishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vanchakalpa Trubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Pyayevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare story right here on stage of Anaheim. Came from the keeper asked, why you came here? Mama. And so came for Krishna. So, this Brahma came, and Krishna asked, what Brahma? And so the keeper came back to Lord Brahma and asked him, what Brahma? And Brahma was very like, what? What Brahma? I'm four-headed Brahma. I'm creator of this universe. Like, how this first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam started. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Janmadhyasya Janmadhyasya Itaratashtarhesha Vyaksvara Tene Brahma Hridaya Adikava Yemohyanti Yatsurayach Tejavarim Ridam Yathavi Nimaya Yatrati Sargomrsha Dhamna Svena Sadanya Rasta Kuhakam Satyam Param Dhimahi. So Lord Brahma, in the beginning of creation, you put the knowledge in my heart. Adikavaya. And Krishna, oh yes, four-headed Brahma, yes, please come. Conversation, and then four-headed Brahma asked Krishna, my dear Lord, your keeper here asked me what kind of Brahma. I mean, the only Brahma. So instead of replying something like what other Brahma or Brahma, our Lord Brahma, how he wants to realize this moment, the smallest one, headed Brahma, and when in front of you appears all these 8-headed Brahmas, 16-headed Brahmas, 24-headed Brahmas, and so on, as we just found that our universe is the smallest one, so 4-headed Brahma is enough to control it, to create it, and, so he didn't start to explain something. He just, how to say it, like, use this engagement as a very nice way for education. You may speak a lot, you may talk a lot, you may try to explain some philosophy and some science, but this is the best way for education. So Lord Brahma, he didn't philosophically realize that he has made more universes, and I rule the smallest one. Lord Krishna, he gave him this opportunity, for Lord Brahma, his devotee, to realize, to get this experience, which is really important. I think this is really related with people from Kali Yuga. Even, I don't know, I believe maybe 100 years ago, people believed in Shastra, they believed in Holy Scriptures, and they maintain their lives according to the Holy Scriptures, because this is Holy Scripture, obviously. But in our times, and actually we can find it, as our acharyas, for example, Thakur Bhaktivinoda, he wrote some, like novels, as Jaiva Dharma, for example. There was something new in his, because none of previous acharyas wrote anything, any type of literature like this, as Jaiva Dharma. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he used his literature talent to preach for the people of his, like, his time. Yes. And in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's times, we know that everyone should be a kavi, like a poet or a good philosopher. And because the best way for preaching in that time was, like, I don't know, dramas, some kind of drama. People still, may visit theater and watch some dramas, but obviously that's not the best way to, I mean, they're not so popular as they were, I don't know, even 100 years ago. And in our time, if you start to preach for someone, you can invite person, you can give him the whole class with philosophy, read books, but people don't accept. And the best way for preaching in our times is to engage people in some process, like to give them this experience. And that's why I believe, in our times, it's so popular to preach through the yoga or through the, I don't know, some kind of maybe kirtan as well, like 24-hour kirtan or even 4-hour kirtan, when people may join in this process and get this experience. So people mostly believe what they feel. They don't believe in Holy Scriptures, they don't believe in anything. But if you feel something, that's it. Every time, some preaching program, if you ask the person after the wonderful philosophy class, what was it like? I mean, what did you remember? Maybe the person remember some story about, I don't know, some funny story, especially some anecdote, I don't know. But if you ask what was class about, even after today's class, I believe That's the common thing, even in society of devotees. What to speak about, like newcomers. Usually, you ask them, "What was it about?" I don't know, but it was nice. Yes. So the people compare something good or bad just according to their what they feel, which is like maybe it's not so advanced level. Yes, we understand that there are like pratyaksha, anumana, shabda. So at least three ways of how to say to receive knowledge in this world through your personal experience, through mental speculation, through some shabda. Shishi Kodintai Maya Prashashi Bhagavan ki jai. So yes, but sometimes even we have some difficulties in our spiritual life, and what keeps us stay in society of devotees. Usually, this is our previous experience. Our faith usually maintains on this our experience. It's not bad. It's just as it is. we should count of it. And Lord Brahma, in these pastimes, he got this experience. He felt himself. Can you imagine for a second? You're a creator of universe. You're the first living entity. You appear from this wonderful lotus flower, and all around you is just huge waves, and there is no one, just you. You, huge lotus flower, and you don't know what to do. And Lord Brahma, he just heard only two syllables. Tapa. Tapa. What does mean tapa? Tapasya is austerity. And he started to perform this austerity, and after a long time of performing this austerity, he created this universe. All these 14 levels of different planets, and all this 8,400,000 species of life. All this described in the third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam as well. Not only in third canto, because I think in Bhagavatam 3 or 4 times this creation process is described. A really important topic. And yeah. And there were all the sizes of timeline and sizes of universes, yes, also described there. So Lord Brahma and his unusual personality, actually he's, I don't know, like procreator of this universe, yes, and he got this experience. How you can teach Lord Brahma this type of humility, how you can feel him like this, and Krishna a couple of times he teach his devotee. First time it took place in Vraj, when Lord Brahma he stole cowherd boys and calves and cows, yes, and for 1 year, just for a moment, because in his timeline, in Lord Brahma's timeline, it's just a second. It was just a second, but on our planet, on the Earth's planet, it took the whole year, and the whole that year, Krishna acted as all these cowherd boys and calves and cows and and when Lord Brahma came back and just to bring these cowherd boys back, and he was confused. What's going on? What's going on? So a couple of times actually Krishna teach him. And yes, but after that, because this pastime we read today took place after in Dwaraka, So Lord Brahma, he felt this. He felt this way. He felt, this Trinada Pisunichana. Because sometimes we may think that I'm a great manager, I'm a great pujari, or I'm a great preacher, I'm a great cook, I'm great something. Or opposite is once Srila Prabhupada's disciple, he came to him, Srila Prabhupada, I'm so fallen, I'm the most fallen person. Yes, and Prabhupada replied to him, you're not most in anything. Yes. Okay, so this is wonderful pastimes, but today's the main focus our focus should be on this, the last purport. Srila Prabhupada, he quoted this wonderful verse from Bhagavad Gita, and this verse is well known as a formula of peace. Yes, peace formula. Yeah. So Bhaktaram Yagatapasam Sarva Loka Maheshwaram Suhridam Sarva Bhutanam Gyatva Mam Shanti Richhati. Why is it this peace formula? It's quite easy. Can you imagine just for a moment that you have a friend, the most dear, the most close friend, and this is not just a common person. This friend, he's Sarvaloka Maheshwaram, Ishvara. How you call in English Ishvara? Controller. So Maheshwara. Maheshwara is, Maha. Maha is the topmost controller. Sarvaloka. Sarva means all, and Loka, universes. So Sarvaloka Maheshwara. He's your best friend, your very dearest friend. He's Sarvaloka Maheshwara. And so he can give you everything. He's controlling everything. So the whole of your life, the life of this universe, and the life of all living beings in this universe is under his control. And if you just for a moment think about this, okay, and this is your closest close friend, not just some person, as I don't know, as who is like prime minister, who is the top ruler of Great Britain. You have like king or prime minister, I don't know. Prime minister, okay. Does anyone of you know prime minister personally or have friendship with him? Me neither. So yeah, I mean, have you at least ever met a person in your life who is close friend to your prime minister? I see. There's a common story. Yeah. So, but Krishna is not like this. Krishna is your most dearest friend. Suhridam, Suhrid. Hridaya means heart, and Suhrid, like the most dearest friend of you. Suhridam, Sarva Bhutanam. And not only your friends, he's friend for everyone. At the same time, what you should also know about Krishna, Bhaktaram Yagya Tapasam. Bhaktaram, like he's enjoyer of Yagya and Tapasa. Whatever you do, all the tapasya, all austerities you perform, we should perform just to please the Lord. And the person who understands just this simple verse, Gyatva Mam Shantim Richhati, Shanti, this peace in his heart, immediately, at the same moment, very same moment. So this is really famous verse, and this is really formula of peace, yeah. And Srila Prabhupada quoted it a lot of times, especially if we're speaking about this United Nation organization. Srila Prabhupada, he preached to them in such a way. And because, yeah, that's why we should accept this verse in our life. What do you think about this? What do you think learn from this story about the master? When he realized he's not the only one Brahma in this material creation.
Thank you, because you always promise more control over us.
There's no right or wrong answer in that. That's just the way of opinion. Carlos knows the best way. On the one hand, encourage people. On the other hand, if people ever feel proud, they always got this lesson. Lots of wonderful stories. If you watch this Shripada, followed by Shripada, this very followed by Yadavara Prabhu. In opposite with them. It's great Yadavara Prabhu to make this video, this film, about Shripada pastimes, and he collected all these wonderful memories that during his experience in the Western world. Very wonderful. quote this wonderful verse. Remember this verse. I often remember to Maharaj in his body. He would control it should be so much better in our spiritual practice. Um, the example given for us is when you boil the milk, you put some control the milk instead of the milk. When you put control the milk, when you control the they time to time they may remember that Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. Just for a tiny moment, as Yashoda Mata, you can see on that picture, just close to you. She's when she looked at his mouth and she saw all these universes, just for a tiny moment. And her first thought was maybe he's ill. Even realizing unable to speak, but it shouldn't matter. She was afraid maybe Krishna felt unwell, maybe he's ill. What's going on with my son? It's different. It's the blessing, no other devotees. Okay, maybe some more comments or questions.
You mentioned about the experience. Also in the streets, oftentimes I meet some people maybe 2 or 3 times. So sometimes they give birth, sometimes they take birth, they don't know that whenever I ask for something, yeah, they don't remember much, but they remember that we had one conversation.
People don't buy books just because they're looking for some philosophy. They usually buy. I remember my experience. I was actually, I was Christian, and not too serious, but at least I tried. I especially Easter was special day today. Is Easter. So I remember Easter was a real special day, actually night, because in Orthodox tradition, you you came to the church in the evening and you stand the whole night till the morning, till the sunrise, and they pray the whole night, and you just stay, again, it's austerity, you cannot dance, you cannot smile, you just, this, the prayers, meaning of the prayers more about like Aishwarya, all this greatness of the Lord, yes. And it was a real special day. I remember this. I waited for the sister every time. And before this Easter celebration, you have to, there's a land, how you call this lake? Land, yes. 7 weeks land. So only vegan food for 7 weeks, It gives me a lot. I remember that gives me this experience as well, when I mentioned this, because after 7 weeks to become vegan, you just, your consciousness is like purified a little at least. Some questions came to your mind immediately, and you start to think about why, I remember I became vegetarian after that. After that 7 weeks land, I realized I can survive without meat easily. What's the problem? Yes, it was really unusual in Ukraine because maybe in the UK it's more or less is okay for people to become vegan or vegetarian, but in Ukraine, if you, in my, I mean, it was like, you're some kind of, cutting plantains for that, cutting plantains for that. Came from some space, and yeah, so again, but I have this experience. When you feel you do it. Yes, and so I was some kind of, this personal, just like Christian. At least I practice this. I visit the church, and I pray in the morning. Praying in the morning, yes. And I remember when the first time I saw a person, I think I was 17 or 18 years old, and it was quite cold. Maybe that was December. I believe it was December marathon. And the person came on the street to me, and he just gave me, some book. It was Sort Canto Srimad Bhagavatam 3.2. This Lord Varapadeva on the front page. I don't know why. Later, I realized devotees told me that they had a lot of this, 3.2 Srimad Bhagavatam. That's why they distributed it on the streets. Not first canto, just 3.2. It was like overprinted, So, anyway, I was given this book, and this devotee, he was such a nice guy. He was such a nice person. He was such a humble person. And I was a student. I got no money at all, and I get some coins. I got some coins in my pocket. And he told me, please take this book. And I felt so pity for him. I thought, okay, I'm real Christian, and this guy, he's from kind of sect. And they got him, they catch him, they hypnotized him, but he's a good person. And I felt pity for him, that's what I felt for him, maybe. And okay, if that's please, or I got no money, no worries at all, just give me anything. And I gave him these coins, and he gave me this, 3.2 Srimad Bhagavatam. And I was so proud of my intelligence because I was like one of the best students in my school, and I got top marks in my university. And and I opened the Srimad Bhagavatam, and I started to read. And I didn't open it in the beginning, obviously. When you open the book, first you're looking for some pictures, and this Hiranyaksha is fighting Lord Varahadev. You don't know who is good person, who is bad. I mean, that's usually sometimes people. Yeah, so some devotee he told me that he actually in the beginning he thought that this Varahadev is some demon, and Hiranyaksha is a good person who's fighting the demon. Yes. So I took this book, and then I read the title, which was unpronounced, this Srimad Bhagavatam, and a couple of times I started to try to just to pronounce this, Srimad Bhagavatam, and yes, and I opened this, and actually that was approximately the same what we are today, I mean that was, I, I believe that was some prayers, and all about, oh my dear Lord, I want to be a dust on your lotus feet, and and the whole description of this Karandakashaya Vishnu, Garbhadakashaya Vishnu, Kshiradakashaya Vishnu, and what they do in this universe, and what? With all my intelligence, I understand completely nothing. But I got Bhagavatam, and I pronounced this, title of Srimad Bhagavatam. I got this book, and put it on my shelf, and I believe in 3 or 4 years, I start with the temple regularly. Sunday programs, but it's another story. But this feeling, I got this, this pity for this devotee. So he's yeah. This was Коля был, Щукин. What's his name now? Yeah. Anyway, yeah, this devotee now he joined Gaudiya Mat, but anyway, he's a nice devotee, really humble devotee. Yeah. So yes, experience. Well, Lord Brahma also got this experience. So we know maybe it's not the topmost, motivation. The best motivation is Shabda Brahman, when we just listen for some holy Shastra and we accept it. But we should we should understand that we are people from Kali Yuga, and people we are preached to also people from Kali Yuga. So yes, this is why it's so important to somehow or other invite people to the temple, for some nice preaching program, for they got this experience. They may understand not much, but they got this feeling. Sometimes people come to the temple and start to cry, immediately. They don't understand what's going on with them, they just saw the details and they started to cry. They listened to the holy names during kirtan and they started to cry. They don't understand what's going on. That's why it's so important to have some preaching center in Glasgow, or maybe somehow or other to invite people here to Les Mahego, which is not so easy, but we should try our best. Grantara Chaitanya Caritamrta ki jai, Srila Prabhupada Pachita Pavana ki jai, Jai Gaura Premanande.
HG Krishna Kishor Prabhu ki.
Adagata Vaishnava ki